Yo, we're here with Andrew. You want with the best day?
What it is? How we doing?
Show us the gooch.
We got the good. We're doing the adventure. We got Cinnamon, the undisputed best deck. I don't know why I tried the other egg in the first week. It's so bad. This card just recycles your dudes, which is broken with your best searcher. BM1 staple 4 of nothing special there. Searches your dudes. Your best opening turn is like evolve this, play a rookie, so you can swing after this, add it back and play it again for a discount. Card's amazing. You play like 10 of that if you could, but it's not Venmon, so we can't.
What the hell, man?
Yeah. Then we got 3 Palmon, ditch 1, draw 2. It's okay. It's not bad. Gets you through the deck. 2 Gabu for warping. Warping's cool, but it's more of a late game thing, so having more feels a bit kind of bad to me. So
yeah,
I think 2's perfect. 1 Goma. I don't know. I thought I'd run 1 Floodgate. I might put the Tentamon in as well later, but I think memory blocking has always traditionally been pretty good. So yeah, in archetype memory blocker. Onto the 4s, we've got 4 Birdra and 2 Toge for the free warp. Best part of the deck, obviously just cheating into your 5s, so you want to get those 3 colors as soon as possible. You just want to have these guys available. Like, this is basically the same card, really. Sometimes I'd consider a third Toge and have it 7, but it's okay. At the moment, we're doing 2 Anja for free Tamers. I think it's fine at 1, 0, or 2. Like, I've considered just not running these at all. The free Tamer's kind of nice, but you rarely do it. Half the time you're playing it safe by playing them while your dude's in the back anyway, so it's a bit whatever. The minus 2k is nice for adding rookies. I was running Kabu for the piercing, but I just find that you don't often just bother with the piercing. Like, usually you're the stun or you're like bottom decking a lot of their stuff, so I think there's an argument for either, but I think that's nice. 1 Guru for recycling. Again, not really needed. Like, you could definitely get away with not playing this. And there's a whole heap of ways you could play this deck where you could argue back and forth for things, and as the meta changes, different things will be correct.
Yeah.
But I think having something generic that just can go grab you back whatever you need is pretty cool without having to have a rookie that dies with the Tsunamon attached. So I think it's cool. Onto the 5s, which is I think where this deck it differs the most from list to list, I think, and will forever keep changing depending on the meta. But I've gone with 2 Metal Grey. I think I could even go to 3 with this. I think this is by far the best 5. D-Digi up to 3, depending on how many Tamers you've got, but at least D-Digi Evolve 1 is very, very good and plays around most things. If you're trying to play around opponents' aces, it's easier just to D-Digi Evolve their stacks so that they can't, rather than trying to out things where they might have protection. So I think this is the best 5. I would strongly consider it at 3, and I might even, but we'll see. Lilymon bottom decks your opponent's stuff, which is very, very good. Doesn't care about levels, it just cares that they're suspended already, so that's very... Yeah. It allows you to be defensive, so that's good. 2 Garuda for being more proactive. Obviously gives you sec +1 and 2k. It's pretty good, so you can go in for those heavier checks early. 2 Zuda for problematic stacks, as well as bouncing certain things. This is a card that, like, for example, while we know there's Roll Knights around, I think he's great at 2.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Certain decks, like in certain formats, it'll be worse. You go down to 1. Certain formats, it'll be great. You'll go up to like 3. So it's fine. Sure. I'm running only 1 Mega Carbutary. Like, I know a lot of lists run 2 to 3 of this because they're kind of OTK central. I prefer to play it a bit more control. So I found the restand's cool, but I don't want to see this all the time. So I'm happy with it 1. Same with the Skull Grey. I think this one has a lot of utility. Giving raid retail to something was great. I had that with on 1 match the other night where I just gave it to one of my level 4s and outed one of their really strong 6s just by giving it raid retail. Yeah. Or it can just give it to itself and it floats into a 4, including the Tamers, which is pretty cool. So I think it's a great one-of. Like, it's weird. You wouldn't run it anymore, I don't think, but at that, yeah, I was very happy with that. For 6s, we've gone with the 4 Metal Guru. I'm not doing War Grey at all, just Metal Guru. Summons 4s, bottom decks things. It's very aggressive, but also very good defensively too. Like, yes, it's not immune, but bottom decking stuff is just fantastic. So
yeah, it's great.
I think he's the better one. But my last 6, I ran 1 Medieval Gallantmon. Oh my gosh, surprise, I know.
That's not War Grey,
Oh my gosh, I know, level 6. Obviously, Medieval just does medieval things. However, there are like a fair few green and red level 5s in this deck, so in a pinch, you can also just evo for 3 on those.
Just play out Digimon a lot too, so it's like, oh, triggered, man.
And just 1 Death X as well too. Like, because this does a lot of its own in-house things that gets you to level 5 really, really quickly up. I figured just some generic 6s and 7s for utility just seems to fit really well with the deck. And sometimes the deck really struggles to break through really wide boards, so I thought Death X is nice there. Worst case is you don't use it. And Gallant just occasionally comes up to out things that you can't easily out with your own archetype. You can definitely play the deck without them.
Yeah.
But I like one of each. I think
you can even Evo on Gallant in here because a lot of your 5s are red or green.
Correct. So you got the Garudamon, the Kabu, the Lily.
Yeah.
Quite a few ways to do it. Then we go to Tamers. So we got 2 tie. Amazing. I wouldn't run any more than 2, but at the same time, it does, not being able to choke makes your memory gainers from the other ones even better. And then the late game, you can, for the late game, use this effect to drop one of your dudes for really, really cheap. I find you probably don't even do that most games, and you don't usually need it. But it's more just an in-archetype memory setter that you can search, and that you can pay for free with like the Digimon, for example.
Yeah, so that night, like the main effect isn't necessary, but it's nice as an option.
Yeah, and then the other effect, which I think I've been forgetting to do all night, is
draw
when you tap when you draw. I actually don't think I used it tonight at all. Yeah. I should have, but I was dumb, so I didn't.
You just too cracked.
Don't be dumb like
Didn't
me.
need it to win, man.
I got the 2 Matt and TK. I know some builds run 3 of this because it is really important to see it. I find the deck has enough search to just get to it, and it doesn't reward you for having multiple on the board, except to reduce the play cost, which is fine, but they all do that. So I think 2's fine. 3 Joe and Mimi. This one does benefit to have multiple of. The synergy that Huang Zero kind of mentioned is of course that ideally you want to get Matt on the board as soon as possible. This is the best complementary Tamer because together they have all 4 colors.
4 colors.
Yeah. The counterpart of that being the 1 Sora, so that's another one that gains it as well too. That gives you the red, and then the 1 of Tinyzy, which gives you blocker. So yeah, this and the Mats don't give you any extra memory. I don't need to see them as much. The blocker is less as relevant. Like you could just not run this, but it just makes it that bit easier to get to 6 colors because it runs 7 in total. If you have this, it means you don't need to see the tie.
Yeah, the blocker's cool, but you're turning your card sideways a lot.
Yeah. So it's not usually needed. Yeah. And then we're just doing 3 of each option. So draw 2 with protection and just a memory boost effectively. I think this card's incredible. Like that's what just allows you to play out of so many scenarios where your opponent has removal, and then you say, okay, if you remove that, I'm summoning Lilymon for free, and I'm going to bottleneck your stuff, or I'm going to summon Metal Grey and Digivolve 2 or 3. And then also that's a new body that's like stayed on the field that threatens another ace as well too. So
100%.
That card's incredibly good. Like you could also quite easily I think do 4-2 ratio, but 3-3 is fine. So I'm really enjoying the deck. I think it's an interesting one. We might get new support down the track, and I think it's one you can just very easily just change in as the meta changes. As I said, if it's a better 5 is better in a scenario, then you make the switch and suddenly you got a better deck again. So really fun.
When's Adventure Omnimon come?
True.
Oh,
true. Absolutely. Let's get it.
All right, GG's.